Okay, it's freezing outside and I don't have any freaking of my laundry done. Yay! And I have to go to the laundromat, which I have to pay for, so I try to like budget my money by just collecting all of my dirty clothes until I have no more underwear and I have to wear like swimsuits and leotards, and then I have to do my laundry. That is the way I budget on a low salary. So tip number one. So when I was in college, or even before college, like 18 to 24, I didn't really understand why people would talk about saving for retirement. Or I did understand that it was important to save for retirement, but I didn't really understand why and what it meant if I didn't and all that stuff. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you some advice and information that I wish I had from the get-go in my financial experience and financial upbringing. And I'm gonna make it a little more interesting today. I'm gonna take y'all on a walk, so let's go. Is that normal looking? Okay. Let me introduce myself. So my name is Edwina and I'm just kind of your average person. I just have a passion for talking about money, having women talk about money, and being more honest and transparent and getting the conversation started. So I make videos and have a community on Facebook called Naked Money in order to help people who don't have the financial resources and parents or financial education that they need in order to get ahead in this world. So let's first talk about why it's important to save for retirement and what that even means. Okay, the first step to understanding this subject is understanding retirement and why we work and what we're saving for. So first of all, in your life, you're not just working for today, but you're working for that day when you can no longer work. So the questions to answer are, when are you going to stop working? When do you foresee that? When do you want to stop working? Either you work until you can't work anymore, which is not my plan. I plan to retire and stop working as soon as I can, or at least as soon as it's suitable. You really have to decide that, and then you have to decide, or kind of predict really, how long will you be living until you, sorry to get morbid, but pass away. These numbers are really, really important to calculate because in retirement, if you're not working, obviously you're not making money. So you have to be saving today in order to compensate for that period of your life where you're not making money. And you have to make sure that when it comes to your expenses, even expenses for your grandchildren if you have them, your children, all those unforeseen things, you have to budget for them and make sure that they're covered. So you have to write out a list and do all of those calculations right now. And that's why people have people to help them do these calculations. But if you don't and can't afford and are too intimidated to go to a financial advisor or a money coach, you can easily make simple, they're not completely 100% accurate, but you can go to financial calculators online and do this stuff yourself. I'll give you a couple resources and also show you how I do that myself right now. Hello from the future. So I basically wanted to show you one of my favorite tools on the internet when it comes to getting clarity about your retirement. The number one thing that you can do is calculate your magic number. And when I say your magic number, what that basically means is the number that the amount of money that you're going to need in order to survive for the rest of your retirement. I love the Vanguard retirement calculator, so you can Google it and it comes right up. And basically there are all these factors that show you what you need in retirement based on what you put in. So you can put in your age, how much you've been putting away every month or every year for retirement, how much you need for retirement. So if you make $30,000 a year right now, but you don't really need that much, you only need 85%, you can put that in. And based on the factors that you put in, it'll show you how much you'll need in retirement versus what you're going to have saved based on how much you're saving and putting away right now. The stock market on average gives a return of 10%, but it really depends on what you have invested in. So just play around with this tool and see how far away you are, or maybe how far forward you are. And do remember that the earlier you start saving, the less of an effort that you have to make, because interest compounds on itself. So if you start today, you will be much better off in the future versus playing catch up when you're 50 years old. You will have a freak out and be like, oh my gosh, I need to save this much and I only have like 10, 15, 20 years until retirement. So do that calculation today using this tool and just check in and see where you are and get a number, even if you can't put away money yet because you're on a low income, whatever the reason may be, at least you have your magic number calculated. Okay, I'm moving. Let's move locations and talk about Social Security and why, if you're working now, isn't money put away every month for you or every paycheck for you for retirement? Why is that not enough? Okay, I'll just hold you. Okay, so another question you might have, and I know I had this, is wait, don't we have Social Security? Don't we have this system in place to help us make sure that we're okay in retirement? And yeah, we do, but the problem is that it's not enough. Actually, Social Security was designed at a time when we predicted to always have older retirees be the smaller percentage of the population, and you have taxpayers who pay into Social Security supporting the retirees. However, because of baby boomers and the changes in the demographics of our population, Social Security is becoming less and less dependable in that we have a lot more retirees than we were predicting, and now all of taxpayers have to support those retirees. By the time that someone like me gets to retirement, there's gonna be this Social Security crisis most likely, and Social Security will not be enough to sustain the lifestyle, first of all, that I want to live when I'm retired. And even if I lived in a below average lifestyle, I just don't want to depend on Social Security, to be honest, which is why people they save for retirement on top of Social Security, which is why you have 401k programs offered by your company, match programs, people encourage you to save and invest in the stock market and have all of these other instruments that go toward funding your retirement. It's important to know your different options, but I won't cover that in this video because there's a lot of them, but that's why you have people saying, oh, save for retirement,
put away into savings, go into the stock market,
have a Roth IRA,
etc., etc., etc. It's because you have to do your magic number calculation like we talked about before, and once you figure that out, you need to figure out a way of how you're going to afford this, because oftentimes it's a lot more expensive than you expect it to be. That's why doing that calculation with the financial calculator is probably one of the most empowering things that you can do, because even if you can't save for retirement now, like I have a low paying salary right now, and I took that choice knowing that I wouldn't be able to save for retirement, but I feel very much okay because at least I know my magic number. I have it in my head. I know much ideally I would save in, a perfect world. And so at least I have that and that awareness rather than feeling completely hopeless and lost. So that's why I encourage people to make those calculations and just have some sort of understanding of how much they eventually do have to make in order to be in a more secure position on later in life when you are retired. Literally squatting for these shots, just so everyone knows. Okay, what did I want to talk about? Another super empowering thing that you can do to take that first step when it comes to talking about retirement is asking your parent what their plan was for retirement. If you come from a financially educated family, that's awesome. Your parents have probably given you some tips and tricks, but a lot of my friends and my family, if I'm going to be honest, we don't talk about money that much growing up, and therefore it was stuff I had to figure out on my own. When I started to become curious about this stuff, I did ask my friends' parents, my own parents, what their plan was, and sometimes those conversations were super hard. Sometimes parents would tell me, I didn't save for retirement, I didn't know anything, I'm probably going to be working until I can't anymore. I think even though those conversations are hard, they're super important to have because I feel like I want to learn from other people's mistakes, and I want to make mistakes as well growing up, but I want to make different mistakes. So I think I've learned the most from just asking people those questions and asking people what they regret. Are they set for retirement? You know, what should we do and what should we know about? And one of the things that you can do too in regards to this channel and me making videos is if you're too nervous to start those conversations, you can just simply comment on this video, ask me questions. I'm no expert, I'm just curious about this stuff, and yeah, you can comment and join the community at nakedmoney.biz, and it's a community of women, not just women, but everyone talking about money issues and all that stuff. So start the conversation there. No one's watching. Okay, anyway. Another last topic I wanted to talk about is, okay, well, I understand retirement, I understand my magic number, and I understand that I have to fill this gap and save. What can I do today to get started? Well, obviously you can start the conversation like I just talked about on the Facebook group and become part of this community. But one of the things that I recommend is making savings automatic. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself. And it's something that I've struggled with because when you're making such a low salary, it might not be something that you even think is important right now. But even as low as $10, $5, whatever it is, making it a reflex to put money aside every single month is gonna pay off in the long run when you do make more money, and you can put more money aside because you already have that muscle. There are apps to help you do this. I know Acorns is one which attaches to your bank accounts, and every time you pay it puts an automatic like couple cents aside, and it really adds up. Whatever you can do to get that resource or that reflex started is gonna help you, and everyone's different, so everyone's gonna have different ways to do that and different ways that work for you. To go up 7 flights of stairs. Yay. Whew, okay. We're back, people, we're back. So, the last thing I wanted to say, the really last thing, is I hope that this video helps you, and again, you can join the community. Make sure you join the Naked Money community and get naked with us. I try to instigate in Naked Money Mondays, so every Monday we kind of check in with each other, or I check in with you, to just ask questions that are stupid, because we all need someone to turn to when it comes to our money, and most of us don't have that person. So join the community, like and subscribe this video if it posed value to you. I would really appreciate it. It really supports and helps my channel and my goal of getting this message out to as many people as possible. That is all for now, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!